I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
And this is Weezer.
Say It Ain't So.
Say It Ain't So.
This is for Sin and Glory.
I don't think we've done Weezer before.
No.
For timely topical political commentary, you can hit us up in Middle America with Vin and Sori. When Sori says this is for Sin and Glory, what is she talking about? Well, dear listener, you will notice that other YouTube reaction channels, and shout out to them, you should support them and love them and do all that stuff. But you will notice that every so often they'll cut up the song in the middle of the song and then talk and then restart the song. Why do they do that? You say they have a very good reason. The reason is because when you do it the way that we do it, which is listen to it straight through without interruption, you get this nice nifty little message from YouTube that you're seeing on your screen, and it's basically them saying, hey, you know that commercial that you ran at the beginning of the video, either a horrible Biden commercial or a horrible Trump commercial, you get a cut and Google gets a cut. Well, what happens is when the record label gets wind that you listen to the song all the way through, Google sends you a message and it basically says, we are taking our cut, and the record label's taking your cut. So we tried it different ways. We tried actually to cut up the things just like other YouTubers, but by the time we figured it out, we were already 10,000 subscribers deep, and our folks just didn't want it that way. They said, no! So we basically said, okay, fine. And so we offset that by Patreon. So if you believe that the show is good and worth your time, $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon, where you get to get into alliances. Now, alliances are places where you can pool your points together. There's multiple different tiers. There's a tier where you can get a shirt for free. There's a whole bunch of stuff on there. And so these alliances come together. They pool their points, and that directs what songs that we do from time to time. And so this is the Sin and Glory Alliance, headed up by the big homie. That's Chris Culp?
Yeah.
One of my favorites, headed up by the big homie Chris Culp, and the name of this band is Weezer, and the name of the song is Say It Ain't So, and I'm going to get the lyrics up right now, and then we're going to go. Say It Ain't So lyrics, and there you go. So this should be interesting. Weezer is the name of the band.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, they got the lyrics there.
Somebody's tiny, it's crowding my icebox. Somebody's cold one, it's giving me chills. Guess I'll just close my eyes. Oh yeah, alright, feels good. Flip on the telly, wrestle with Jimmy. Something is bubbling behind my back. The bottle is ready to blow. Say it ain't so. Your job is a heartbreaker. Say it ain't so.
Whoa.
Good song though.
There's something very, very interesting about this band.
Yeah.
Because they're very unassuming. Mm-hmm. They look like normal, regular people. Mm-hmm. And the degree of angst that I see in them when they play is like Jonathan Davis level angst. But they don't project that. It kind of sneaks up on you.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, this guy's got a problem. This is another band I would have completely missed. I'm sure I probably heard them do something on K-Rock, but I completely missed it because, you know, like I needed the I'm angry and I needed Slipknot or Korn that just, you know, you didn't really have to do a lot of work and listening to know that they had that
Had a
inside of
problem.
them.
Yeah.
These guys, you could tell, you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
I thought they were actually gonna be like play a funny song or like a cool, you know, the name of the song is Weezer, so I thought like they were kind of like a Weird Al type of band.
Yeah.
But these guys got some problems. They got some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I like that. I like people that have issues because I have many of them.
You do?
I do.
Yeah, I was.
Isn't that right, Peter?
I was a little bit surprised by the song too. I didn't expect it to sound like that either. And I started making the thumbnail before I did this. So like their little, the way that they were all lined up, it looked like it was going to be kind of like funny.
Yeah, and then the first line, somebody's Heine's crowding my icebox.
Yeah, it sounds like.
And I'm like, Heine? You know?
Which I'm guessing is Heineken, but then.
No.
What is that?
It's their booty. It's a way to say butt.
Somebody's butt is in his icebox?
It's crowding his icebox. I took it as he's at a party and he's trying to get to his fridge, you know, but somebody's butt is in the way.
No, I think that's short for Heineken. And it's in the icebox. What are you talking about? He says down here, well, maybe we both have different takes on this song. He says down here, "Dear Daddy, I write you, in spite of years of silence, you've cleaned up," which means his dad wasn't in a good spot when he last saw him. And he said, "Found Jesus, things are good, so I hear. This bottle of Stevens," which I think is the Heineken bottle, "this bottle of Steven awakens ancient feelings. Like father, stepfather, the son is drowning in the flood."
I don't really see a connection there. But, to your point, somebody's cold one is giving me chills is the next line.
I think that he saw his stepfather's alcohol in the fridge, or the freezer or whatever, the fridge, I guess, and then it brought up the feelings of when his dad left, because he said his dad is cleaned up. So I think that, you know.
Well, it's definitely talking about drugs or something. I think Heine could be Heineken or actual Heine. A Heine's a butt.
Yeah, but
So maybe you can't open the fridge because somebody's butt.
no, I don't think you're right. I really don't think you're right, because why would you spell it like that?
Well, I mean, they sent you those lyrics.
No, they didn't send me this. I copy and pasted it from online.
Genius?
Yeah.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
So we could watch it and watch them at the same time.
Oh, I was like, wow, they've got the lyrics in there. I've never seen that before. Yeah, I mean, you're probably right because the next line says somebody's cold one, which
It's
a cold
giving me
one,
chills.
A cold one is
Beer.
a beer. Guess I'll just close my eyes. Oh
Something
yeah,
is
all right.
bubbling behind my back. The bottle is ready to blow.
I'm saying you're probably, as I said, you're probably
don't
right.
say probably. You say absolutely.
Could have been a double entendre.
Then do one of these.
Could have been a double entendre.
Well, see, and that's what kind of made it look like it was going to be kind of jokey.
Yeah.
Somebody's Heine, because it kind of seemed like it could be like a double. Like
Yeah.
I hear you, like the
Yeah.
Heine. But
You've
then,
never heard Heine
oh yeah, I have.
for a butt?
I say it to the kids all the time. Get your
Really?
Heine out of my way. Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Wow, you're so rude to us.
That's silly. That sounds
Yeah. Wow.
Every
They're-
sentence starts with wow
Yeah.
with that one.
They've gotten used to it more now.
Say it ain't so. That's a very catchy chorus too.
So when he says, okay, so I thought he was talking to his mother at this point. Say it ain't so. Your drug is a heartbreaker. Like she keeps bringing people around that end up breaking her heart. Say it ain't so. My love is a life taker.
Yeah.
Is he talking to who's his
Drugs
love?
and alcohol are take people's lives. It kills people, destroys lives. Verse 3 is interesting because it sounds like a friend is talking to him. I can't confront you, I never could do that which might hurt you, so try and be cool. When I say This way is a water slide away from me that takes you further every day. So be cool. So it looks like there's a friend who sees his other friend has an alcohol problem but can't say anything because then they won't be friends anymore or whatever.
Okay.
Which is a very interesting.
I never could.
It's a very interesting concept. You know, like nobody that's in my life has that dilemma with. Like I don't. Like if I think if there's something that's like destructive, I'm gonna say it.
You're the only person I ever met that was like that. I was so shocked the first time I ever heard you say that.
When did that happen?
We met up with this guy he really was not doing good. You said, if you don't stop this, I'm gonna bury you. I'm gonna bury you and your daughter's gonna be standing there too.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, whoa, yo, Vin just said that.
Yeah, that was the heroin guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he brought his daughter into that. But you were right. You were dead right.
Yeah.
You know, and when he straightened up, he said that helped him, but
yeah. Yeah,
I don't know where he's at now.
He's doing pretty good actually.
Oh, good.
That's the dude that showed up at the house unannounced that time. Mm-hmm. Shout out to the big homie. That's the last time you're ever gonna do that. He came in peace though. Yeah. But like, you know, when I'm done, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that situation. It was a hard situation, you know, because the fentanyl, we were right in the middle of the fentanyl crisis. I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers that, but about 2 or 3 years ago, that was the major public health issue, was fentanyl crisis. And people were dropping like flies over here downtown, and we were right smack dab in the middle of it in the downtown area, and, you know, we were not very successful in keeping a lot of folks alive, obviously. But that guy was... and the way God brought the two of us together was insane. I was working with him, and he had an episode of just complete mania, literally. And so it was me, and then I had another person that was working for me. And so he comes into my office, and he just went... Ah! And the person who was working for me was so angry that he was talking to me that way. And she was...
Is that the person you're working with now on that other project?
No.
No.
Oh, yeah. On the social action thing. Yeah. And she was so angry. She was like boiling angry, and he just like went crazy, said all types of craziness, da. And we had enough on him to terminate him. So he leaves the office finally, and then she looks at me because she'd been trying to term the guy for, weeks. Mm-hmm. So she's like, and I said, I didn't say anything. I just said, yeah. Go ahead, whatever. So I'm leaving the office, and I put my hand on the door to go out, and God says to me, "That's good. Take the easy way out with this kid." And I was like, "Are you kidding me right now?" I said it out loud. I was like, "You cannot be serious." Because I was giving myself, a giant badge of honor for letting the kid talk to me in such a fashion.
Yeah.
Because he was talking real reckless, and the facial expressions of the other person were, I wish I could have recorded them because she was like losing her mind. So I called her up. I said, nix that thing. Just don't do it. She's like, what? I said, don't do it. I ended up baptizing that kid 2 years later. But he got mixed up in all the drugs and stuff, and I wasn't playing around with him. He had a daughter that deserved to have a father.
Absolutely.
And aside from the fact that obviously I loved the kid and felt a certain obligation. I didn't feel like I felt like I was gonna fail the kid if I didn't. Mm-hmm. And he's alive to this day, so mashallah tabaraka, good for him. It's got this, but that one it takes the life out of you, man. It was exhausting. It was exhausting doing all that stuff. I had another thing to do in another world, and those trips started becoming like vacations for me. I'd be in there with the boys.
Oh my god!
I used to tell you, I'm like, I'm going on vacation.
Yeah, but yeah.
I'd be in there with the boys. I'd be like, time for vacation, Vin. Yes, sir.
Oh my god!
Spin out, let's go.
Oh no.
I told you that all the time, though.
Yes, but I didn't know. I didn't know.
That was a vacation. That's a God's honest truth.
There was so much about you that I didn't know. There's actually some things that I think back and I'm like, why did I speak for him in that situation? Because sometimes people would like ask you like questions and I would answer for you and I don't know why I would do that. Like I knew everything and I was dead wrong. And I'll to this day still get embarrassed about it. We weren't together, we were just friends.
But everybody was dead wrong. So, I mean, it's not you. I mean, that's just by design.
Yeah, but
that's
why would I speak for you? What was the point?
Well, I didn't say anything. I never corrected you.
I know, it probably helped you actually.
This thing, they're like, no, you're not on cycle. I'm like, no, I'm on cycle. Let me go.
Get me out. Oh man.
I did. It was wonderful. That's the only time I was able to tell people, don't call me, and they respected it. So there you go. You called me though.
You didn't tell me don't call you.
No, I never told you not to call because I needed to know what was going on back home, make sure everything was good. And you were always like, it's very quick. Anytime I was on a trip, it was just very quick. 2 minutes, little update, boom.
Yeah.
Nobody's dying, nobody's on fire, nobody wants to kill anybody. All right.
I never liked long phone calls anyway for any.
Yeah. But it was. Yeah. So dealing with when I say like dealing with like helping people in a rehab situation with drugs is exhausting. Like one of these days I'm gonna write a book with a pseudonym and the comparisons, people will think, oh my gosh, A is crazy, B is
yeah.
Nope. I have felt a lot more happy and at peace in the other situation than with these people. It's just other situation, like people want to live. That's the thing. It's like people want to live or people,
Well, I think that it's just.
Whereas in this situation, is people are like playing around with stuff that could kill them.
Yeah. I think that's what's so painful. And the other thing too is like seeing somebody just deteriorate and just like go down to skin and bones is absolutely heart-wrenching.
Yeah.
And you want there to be a silver bullet, a quick fix.
The biggest thing that was a problem for me was that there was nobody that I could. It wasn't like that guy over there, and just take him off the planet, and then that doesn't solve a thing in this situation.
Right.
There are times when that solves things, but this type of problem there wasn't like that, and so it was a very hard thing, and anybody that's in that situation, good for them. But
I'm gonna tell the kids to listen out for the food.
You don't think they're gonna know?
No, because I didn't tell them that I ordered it, and
Okay, I'm just gonna get to Johan before you do, because you take so long. It's so random in the middle of this video.
Well, it's because I just saw they have a really cool app that tells you when it's on its way.
Hey, pizza's on the way. Okay, so I'll be on the lookout.
Listen for the knock.
Love you. Goodbye. Yeah. So the
Movie night with the kids.
the hard part though was the Dear Daddy, I wrote you in the name of in spite of the years of silence.
Yeah.
You've cleaned up, found Jesus. Now things are
That
good.
part bothered me a lot because I felt like, well, if the father cleaned up and got with Jesus, like, why didn't you reach out for your kid?
Well, the kid's still an alcoholic, and when you're an alcoholic,
The kid is an alcoholic. I don't think it's the kid. Why would he say this bottle of Stevens awakens ancient fear? I don't think you're right.
I think
like father,
Stevens-
stepfather, the son is drowning in the flood. I think
who's the son?
him that the song is about.
Drowning in the flood of what?
The flood of the actions of his father and his stepfather. I think his stepfather's name is Stephen, and I think he's the one with the alcohol.
What? No. This is your trouble.
No. Dear Daddy, I write you in spite of the years of silence. You've cleaned up. That means his father wasn't clean, which means he could have been an alcoholic.
Where he got the alcoholism.
Found Jesus, things are good, or so I hear. This bottle of Stevens awakens ancient feelings, like father, stepfather, the son is drowning in the flood.
The flood of what?
The flood of. I think that the alcohol is a sign that he's not doing good in the relationship with his mom, and I think that it reminds him
His
of when
mom?
his dad
Where's
left.
his mom?
Because
What are you talking about?
Why does he have a stepfather?
Because his mom got divorced from his original father, and his mom married another alcoholic. That's why he's now an alcoholic.
I think that he's leaving.
He's now an alcoholic.
I think he's leaving.
He's leaving what?
I think he's leaving her. I think the stepfather...
What are you talking about?
I think that...
Okay, I'm going to tell you what I think this is. This is the son of the original parents.
Yeah.
And then they split up because the dad was an alcoholic. The woman goes and marries another dude who's also an alcoholic. And this song is from the perspective of the kid who's now basically a teenager or young adult who is now also an alcoholic. Because he's inherited alcoholism from his two male role models.
And where did you get that he's inherited the alcoholism?
When it says like father, stepfather, the son is drowning in the flood because he's an alcoholic. And oddly enough, Noah, who rescued everybody from the flood, promptly sat down and got ossified drunk at the end of his life, at the end of the narrative. So, no, I think you were right about the Heine thing, but I think you're totally wrong here. I think the son is the alcoholic now. I think he's the alcoholic, and I think the father and the son, because of all the problems that come with the destruction of the relationship because of alcoholism, they hadn't talked to each other in years.
Why does he say ancient feelings?
Because of feelings that they had from his childhood that he can't get over because a father is an alcoholic.
See, when it says ancient feelings, that's what makes me think it reminds him of when his dad was leaving. And now here's this
How
other
is
guy.
that a contradiction to what I'm saying? That fits perfectly.
No, because
with
I'm
what
not saying that the kid is an alcoholic.
Yeah, but
I'm
what
saying
I'm
that
saying
the
is
kid-
that line doesn't undo the fact that that the kid is an alcoholic. That the alcohol reminds him of his father and the bad feelings that he had when he was a little kid.
Right, but when it says like father, stepfather, I think that
The son is drowning in the flood.
yes, and the drowning in the flood of what that is I think that the stepfather is now on his way out, which is why he said, "Say it ain't so, your drug is a heartbreaker." I think he's talking to his mom at that point, and he's telling her that her drug is that she's a heartbreaker.
Where
like,
is the mother even mentioned in this song? What are you talking about,
because if there's
Ross?
a stepfather, there has to be a mother.
Okay, so somebody's Heine's crowding my icebox. Somebody's cold one is giving me chills. Guess I'll just close my eyes. Oh yeah, all right, feels good inside. Wrestle with Jimmy.
He's in denial
Something
about
is
what's
bubbling
happening.
behind my back. The bottle's ready to blow.
Yep. So I think he sat
So-
down to watch the TV,
Well, hold on,
but
hold
he
on.
keeps thinking about this alcohol that's in the freezer.
Why does he thinking about alcohol? Could it be because he's an alcoholic?
No, because it's bringing up ancient feelings.
So it says, "Say it ain't so, your drug is a heartbreaker." And then it says, "Say it ain't so, my love is a life taker." What is his love?
It's possible.
And then the friend comes in and says, "I can't confront you. I never could do that, which might hurt you. So try and be cool." When I say, "This way is a water slide away from me that takes you further every day. So be cool." So I think there's a friend who's saying, "Hey, you've got a drinking problem here," but he can't do it because it would bother him. And then it goes back to here. Your drug is a heartbreaker because I believe he inherited that love of drugs from his dad or his stepdad. And now we see that in clear relief. But what's ironic is that the father has found Jesus and he's cleaned his act up. But now the father can't hang out with the kid because the kid is now an alcoholic. He'll fall back into it. And that's what they tell you at AA. You can't go back to people who are still in the throes of their alcoholism. So I think that matches perfectly with my theory for the song.
Maybe. Maybe you're right.
Maybe.
Maybe you're wrong.
Okay, so start from the top and explain to me your interpretation of the song.
Somebody's Heine is crowding my ice box. I think that's his stepfather's alcohol that's in there.
Okay.
Somebody's cold one is giving me chills. It's giving him chills because he feels uncomfortable, and I'm connecting that down here with the ancient feelings. This bottle of Stevens awakens ancient feelings. So I think it's reminding him of the last time that there was alcohol around. And so I think that his father was on the way out.
What does wrestle with Jimmy mean?
Where's... Oh, that to me is just he turns on the television, and that wrestle with Jimmy is there. I just assumed there was some wrestling show, and Jimmy was one of the characters.
You don't think it's Jim Beam? Alcohol?
Flip on the telly, wrestle with Jimmy. Oh,
Because you've got
No, I thought he was
Heine,
literally watching something on the TV. Yeah.
Heine's Heineken, Jimmy's Jim Beam, Stevens is another alcoholic brand. These are all brands of alcohol.
What is another one?
Stevens. This bottle of Stevens.
Stevens is an alcohol?
Yes.
Oh, I
Who did
know
you
that.
think Stevens was?
The stepfather.
You think Steve? Okay, let's see.
No, I don't know anything about lots of different alcohols. So.
That's obvious. I don't know much about alcohol either, to be honest with you. I don't. See, look, Stevens alcohol. Oh, look.
What is a bottle of Stevens in the song saying? So click on it.
Look. Look, it says right there. Stevens liquors, wine, beer, and spirits.
Yeah. Click on that. I want to
Alright.
see what they have to say.
All right. Yeah.
Why do you have to put
Stevens?
so long?
I don't know.
And you know what? I can't stand that when people can make something so simple and instead they write so much.
The line "flip on" is a reference to Cuomo's brother Jimmy. The other name mentioned in the song is Stephen. This is bottle of Stephen refers to their stepfather Stephen Kitts.
Oh, it is their stepfather.
So "flip on the telly, wrestle with Jimmy" is a reference to his brother Jimmy. That's what this guy is saying, but I don't think he's right.
So he turns on the television and he starts wrestling with his little brother.
But I don't know. It might be Stephen Kitts. Look, it says here. Here's another one. I think you might be right. "Flip on the telly, wrestle with Jimmy" is a reference to Cuomo's brother Jimmy. The other name mentioned in the song is Stephen. This bottle is Stephen, which refers to their stepfather Stephen Kitts.
See?
So he's talking about the stepfather.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said it
Yours
was
cleaned up, found Jesus. He's referring to his dad's religious epiphany. Frank became a Pentecostal preacher. Years later, Rivers enjoyed watching videos of his father's sermon, which often incorporated music. This helped Rivers come to terms with his insecurities on stage. He never looked like a rock star. Sometimes blah, 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 blah. Take a shot at his biological father, Frank, in the song. The verse, he starts with "Dear Daddy." After leaving the family when Como was 4, Rivers saw Frank infrequently until the time then the song was released, at which point they renewed their relationship.
I just saw something about me.
Cuomo's family had been hurt by alcohol abuse in the past, as his father was an alcoholic and left the family when Rivers was 4.
When Como saw the beer in the fridge, he thought his stepfather was also going to end up leaving.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Wow,
A
there you
win for
go.
Sori.
Didn't know the song until you reminded an incident in which he came home from high school and found a bottle of beer in the refrigerator belonging to his stepfather. Somebody's Heine is. Wow, you were completely 1,000 trillion % correct here on this one. Good job. I'm impressed. I'm impressed with you.
You should be.
You impressed me. This makes up for your fact that you never defend me. It's a very good one. That was a very, very good one. Okay, so his father was the alcoholic drunk who ran out on them, and then he saw the Heineken and he started panicking. And he thought his stepfather was going to do it. You didn't say that.
Yeah, but so, yes, I did.
You did not say that.
Oh my gosh, let the record show.
Well, the video will bear it out.
Okay, tell us who's right.
The video will bear
Okay,
it out.
but so then explain to me, what do you think it is? Saying so your drug is a heartbreaker. Because I was saying that's the mom. What do you think that is?
Oh no, I think that's the kid saying that to the dad, to the stepdad. He's seeing the Heineken in the fridge and he's now scared that the stepdad is going to do what the previous dad.
When he says my love is a life taker?
Yeah, because he loves his stepdad just like he loved his dad. You just want to bring.
To call him my love.
You just want to bring the mom into it. Well, bring the mom into it. I don't care. It's art. It's a good job. It's a good song.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
It's a good song. It's a very very angsty song, and it's a very real. You know, when we first got married, and there was, I'm very big on not fighting in front of the kids. So, but when we first got married, and there'd be a slip up here and there, they would start they'd get nervous.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see that. That's amazing that you can. I mean, they're not like grown men, especially this guy, but it's just amazing the things that you carry as a kid into your adulthood. It doesn't matter how old you are. It still affects you. This is a very, very good song. The lyrics are pretty deep, and I thoroughly enjoyed the tussle, the back and forth. I enjoyed it. Instead of you sitting there like a dead fish. Like
You're so rude to me.
I just really want to stir up the hooves of the. White woman in this gun.
The black man. Yeah. Okay. I enjoyed it too. I thought that his vocals were like like a little strange, and you know how I am about like strange vocal styles.
No, I'm not. Do you like them? Or
I
do you
do
not?
like
Oh,
them.
you do like
yeah,
them.
when they're like, there's like a certain amount of off, like OTAP is like one of those kind of like off sort of sounds.
Yeah.
You know, I like those things. So to me, they had a little bit of an off sound, which I liked. So, I mean, this is a 9.4 for me.
Man.
I should bump it up just because I was so right.
Wrestle with Jimmy, something is bubbling behind my back, the bottle's ready to blow. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy how this innocuous little thing had such a massive impact on him.
Mm-hmm.
That's so crazy. That is, it's not like, I'm not panicking about it, but it's a very interesting thing as a father now, because things were so dramatic in my upbringing that there was no subtlety like that. There was no, like, when I was worried about something as a kid, it came true. Like, there was no like, oh, I'm afraid of this and because of this beer bottle.
I wonder if that was the end of their relationship.
And this beer bottle is going to lead to this and da-da-da-da. Like, it wasn't like that. It was like, oh, he said he was going to blow our heads off, and then we found a gun a week later. Like, it was like that. Like, so I think that's a blind spot for me, you know, as far as like, for them, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I wonder how many of those things that they, because
I think there was
the
a
big
bunch of them
thing-
when we first got married.
Yeah, when we first got married, they were really afraid that that we were not, you know, whatever. You know, they were very, because like when you were the nanny and things like that, they were like, all right, cool, you know, like, you know, we weren't really like a family, you know, we were
Right.
just like. But then when it was like we were a family, I think they were caught between. Because this is like, whoa, this is like out of nowhere, you know, because I just drove you to the thing randomly one day. But, you know, I think they were like wanting to be a family, but then being afraid of having it and then losing it. So I think they were in like a state of hypervigilance to some degree.
I don't think that they're much worried about that anymore.
No. Not after Orion.
Yeah, I think that, but I also think like, well, that's offline. But I think that, yeah,
What? What's offline?
I'll tell you what my thoughts are.
Why?
No, it's too much.
No, why? Oh,
And then seeing that.
100%.
There's differences, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
100%. I also think the kid thing, though, had a lot to do with it. Especially the fact that now it's, ooh, Baby Razor, coming soon.
On its way.
9.7 for me. I thought this was a really, really good song.
Well done, Sin and Glory.
It's a very, very good alliance pick. This is the way the alliance system is supposed to work, because these guys are, I'm pretty sure they've got a little bit of a cult following, but it's not like a song that I would have. And it was 1994, I think they said, so this is one of those that would have slipped beneath the cracks.
When I see the little just like the little piece of the video up there, he kind of looked like, remember when Jim Carrey was like dressed like a,
Yes.
doesn't it kind of?
Yes. And he definitely had that Jim Carrey haircut too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there you have it.
Yo, we did that mutilation song for 45 minutes, subhanAllah.
I know.
Subhanallah.
All right, ready?
Yeah. What?
You gotta end. We can't just keep these people here all day. You gotta say Vin out.
Oh, I thought you were going for the scream. Vin out!
Sorry out.
Gone!